Hi, my name is Noel Davis with World Composting, and here is another update of our urban worm bag. Last time we added a lot of food, and there was still some food left over, so I don't think we're going to need any food, even though it's been 15 days, but I think that we should at least take a look and see how it's doing. So let's go to the bag. Alright, so here it is right here. And I have been adding some coffee grounds here, by the way, but so we're just going to kind of move this around a little bit. Let's just take a look in here. These are still nice and powdery. It's nice and moist in here. It's not too moist, but that right moisture level. Some worms in here. I'm not going to dig in too deep now. I just want to see kind of if there's any food left over in the middle here. And it looks like it. We still have some banana peels in here. So it's still, the food's still in here. It's starting to feel a little bit compact though. I need to dig this up just a little bit here. Let's just see if we can kind of loosen this up a little bit. So it's starting to press together a little bit. Lots of, it looks like baby worms in here too. Well, I saw some, I thought. Yeah, so we have some smaller worms. You can see right here that there's some smaller worms in here. So they're definitely cocoons and they're definitely hatching in here, which is good, a good sign. Normally when you have these bins, you wouldn't be digging this up like this, by the way. What you would do is you would add food to the top and then some bedding material and you'd move on your merry way. But I'm doing this just to show you what's going on underneath here. So, there's a lot less food in here than I thought. I thought that this would be, like here's a piece of banana here, but it's the stem, which they usually take a while to break down. Let's just dig over here a little bit. I mean, this is the right amount of moisture in here. I mean, if I were to squeeze this, I might be able to get a drop of water out, but they're actually doing a really good job of turning this now into castings, I mean, or vermicompost. And again, more baby worms in here, some smaller ones. I don't think we had worms like that when I put them in here. I mean, there's a whole bunch of little ones, and they would have grown up by now. So these are new worms in this bin, but I maybe need some more food a little bit later this week. But I will continue to throw in these coffee grounds. I get a lot of those. I get some every morning. But overall, this looks really good. I'm not seeing also any mold really in here. Moisture content is good. I don't know what that is. It's just paper, I guess. Lots of worms though. They're migrating. It looks like the bottom is getting eaten up. And this is, as I said, this is that right consistency here too. I mean, like if I squeeze it, there'd probably be some water that would come out if I could squeeze it hard enough. We got plenty of worms in here. So this is looking really good. I'm really impressed so far with this bin. It's working really well. It took a little bit to get it going and everything, but I think it's going pretty well. I'm not going to add any food this time, but I will probably check back in a few days and maybe add some food because I don't have any food really ready to go. It's all kind of frozen still, and I'd like to kind of maybe thaw it a little bit this time because there's a lot more worms in here instead of throwing in the frozen foods. But it's doing really well. And so far, I'm really impressed with these bins. I think they're doing very well. I actually am starting to, if you watch some of my other videos, I'm starting to get rid of the other totes that I have. And, since I have this and I have right next to it over here, the vermi-bag Max. So I'm kind of switching to these type of bins or bag systems instead of bins. And we're going to continue to see how this goes. I'm also not seeing any fruit flies in here, which is great. I know that there were some in here when we first started and I'd see them crawling up, but with the all the material I threw on top, they seem to be dissipating as well, and I didn't see any in here. So that's my update for this, for the last 15 days, I guess, but it's doing really well, and so far this system is working really surprisingly well. Now, what I might start doing, as you can tell, there's more banana peel here, is I might start adding food more often to this. I probably won't have a video every time because I think that would get annoying for everyone, but I will start adding food maybe on a every other day basis to this bin and maybe add stuff that's not frozen. Right as soon as I use it, just throw in the scraps and we'll see how that does too, because that'd be probably how most people would use these bins. Most people don't freeze their stuff. That's something that I typically do. So we're going to start throwing food in, and I'll still update, try to update once a week, but we're going to start throwing food in just as quick as we can to see how these worms keep up with it and how fast we can get this bin to fill so we can empty it out at the bottom. So that's my update for this week. Thank you very much for joining me, and hopefully you will subscribe and like my videos. Thank you.